The release included 3 Israeli men captured during an October 2023 attack.
A severe cholera outbreak in Kosti, a city in southern Sudan, has led to the deaths of 58 individuals and has sickened approximately 1,300 others over the past 3 days. Joseph Eckerson with the latest.
The outbreak is attributed to contaminated drinking water following damage to the city's water supply facility amid ongoing conflict.
The Malian army has launched an investigation into the deaths of at least 24 civilians allegedly killed by soldiers and Russian mercenaries earlier last week. 2 Virginia Beach police officers, Cameron Gervin and Christopher Reese, were fatally shot during a traffic stop for expired vehicle plates.
The incident occurred late Friday night when the suspect, John McCoy III, engaged in a confrontation with the officers.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Right. Bloody well right. I guess good morning. It's Monday, February 24th, 2025. Great to have you here. I guess. I mean, it's great to have you here, but I don't really have much to give you today. Our guest who was scheduled for today, John Mahaffey, former golf pro, you might remember, now a turned author. He has he's got some issues going on, so he's probably going to be on next week. Had some issues. I don't know what that means, but his publicist contacted me yesterday and said he had some issues. All right. Issues. So he'll be with us next week. So we don't have a guest today. So I'm Krasnov, spying on you here. We do have an interesting week. Jackie will be with us Wednesday. We'll be talking about his upcoming performance at the Suffolk. I might try to get, I'm thinking about this. I might try to get Clutch on for Wednesday morning. Clutch is the sound guy at Suffolk. He's more than just a sound guy. I call him just a sound guy. He's a bass player who still plays with the Rocket 45s every once in a while, but he is the technical director there, something like that. He runs the video, the audio, all those teams, and but he is on a par with Jackie when it comes to joke knowledge. He knows every joke ever written, so it might be fun to get him on. And they know each other; they're friends, whatever. And then Thursday, we have a real life bear on, a gay male porn star. Well, this is just for Steven's We're gonna try to get him to talk with it. I think he has an Aussie accent. He might have an Aussie accent already. So expect Steven to just be like wetting his cam. That's what he's gonna be doing. If I look a little funny to you with this microphone, don't. It's not you. It's me. Yesterday, right at the start of church with the Reverend Jelly Roll, I went to adjust my desk mount mic stand, and it just snapped off, broke. And then I was messing with that while trying to run the show, and so I was behind on all these fuck years. Nothing, nobody's counting. But so I ordered one on Amazon. It said they deliver between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. It's not here yet. It's 9:05 a.m. The thing's not here yet. I'm very disappointed in Amazon. They let me down. So I'm dealing with this for now. It looks funny, but I always look funny anyway. I'm a funny-looking guy. Funny-looking guy. So we'll move forward here. Just cry and bitch and moan about Krasnov and what else. Anything else. It's just going to hell. I have a canvas behind me, by the way. I'm trying something a little different with the acrylic stuff, just letting stuff dry. So that's why there's a canvas behind me. Everything's just all messed up here. I know, you don't care. I got to go do some ketamine. I'll be right back.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
All right. We're
all
Hello. In the room with me now are the fabulous rock star from somewhere in Indiana. I think it's Muleshoe, Indiana, or Buttfuck, Indiana. Stephen, the superstar Ortiz. Next to him is Ron Kane, who's back with us after a short vacation in the Maldives. I don't know how you pronounce that. And GD,
Maldives.
It's Eartha Kitt's bitch boy, GD Fenderson. Oh no, that's not Eartha Kitt. It's Eartha Kitt. I don't know what the GD Fenderson. Eartha Kitt.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Though it's too late to order your Black History calendar for 2025, you're just in time to order it. You order your Black History Month for 2026. Order today, featuring prominent Black history makers like Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, Oprah Winfrey, and many more. Order now and get your free copy of the book, Agents Unshielded by Trump, a list of all of the agents that Trump just put their information out there, just made everybody know who the fuck they were. Enjoy your suffering and support your local mercenaries.
If there is anybody out there that speaks GD and can translate GD to Mind Dog, please call in because we can't put you on the air anyway.
He was basically saying slappity, is what he said.
All right. It might be a good time to mention this now, since the writing of that was so pristine writing, you might call it. We're giving away this book right now, Stand-Up Comedy, The Secret to Becoming a Successful Comedian. It's absolutely free for the seventh caller to 631-496-6464. The seventh caller.
Now, is this the seventh caller that can actually get through, or just the seventh caller who tries?
Here's the deal. There's this service called Call In Studio. It's supposed to be like a thing where you buy a phone number, that you call into that number, and you can just access it and plug it into StreamYard or Zoom or any kind of thing like this. And I bought it last night, and I couldn't get it to work. And then StreamYard doesn't answer any questions about it. Call-in studio doesn't answer any questions about it. So I have another call-in thing that works just about as clumsily as the other call-in thing. So I doubt anybody's going to call in for that book anyway. But the seventh one that I can count. If the phone rings 7 times, you're it. That's how we're going to put it.
GD's already called 6 times. Damn it.
Now, my question is StreamYard not answering the questions because they don't like to help you with third-party software? Or are they
no,
just...
they actually do. They do, but on their... It's ridiculous. I should pull it up because it's so friggin' ridiculous. I asked a question and they send me a list of questions I didn't ask and answers to questions I didn't ask. It's like, wait a minute, is this like a form letter or something? I don't have it, but they do have some, or they used to before the corporation took it over. They had plenty of tutorials about integrating with other software and stuff like that, and now they don't. And there's no like plug-in where you can just plug it in and they match up. There is for Zoom with this call-in studio, but who the fuck wants to use Zoom? Zoom is so antiquated. And I got it kind of working last night. It's got like a screening console, and you see who's in the queue, and you get them to put in a text message to say what they want to talk about and all that kind of stuff. But it had such a terrible echo, loopback, delay, whatever you want to call it, that it was just impossible. I was like, how do you turn this off?
Well, shit.
So I asked them the simple question: is there a way to do this? There has to be a way to do this without having all that echo. And I got, well, if you want to change your layout, here's what you could do. Or if you want to add a new camera to your system, here's what you could do. Or having microphone troubles, here's what you could, like a list of every question I did not ask. I don't know. I'm kind of pressed because I want to use it tonight, possibly tonight, for Steven's big. I'm excited. This is going to be the best show so far for Steven tonight. This be Unclassified with Paul Duquette. Is that a Duquette?
Paul Duquette, the Chetty, the Duquette.
Yeah. See, that's going to be interesting to see Steven fuck up a name for us.
I know.
And he's got some good guests coming on there. Bruce Olev.
Lee? Bruce Lee?
No, Bruce Olev. What's Bruce's last name? Sondheim?
It's Bruce.
Sondheim.
Man, hold on. I'm pulling it up now. It's hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
Are you congested? Are you congested? It sounds like your nose is stopped up.
Yeah.
I am congested.
Oh, him or me? I'm just
Bruce Sondheim.
Matt, you always sound congested, but this is different for Steven.
It's New York.
Bruce Sondheim.
Solheim.
Yep. And then and then we also have Robert Spearing of MUFON coming on. So yeah.
Right. But Bruce is out there. Bruce is
I'm excited.
Bruce is an educator, a PhD. He's a professor, Bruce Olev Solheim. But I think, if I remember correctly, because it's been like 4 years since I talked to him, he gets psychic, or he gets future predictions and advice from a 9-foot alien that came to visit him while he was hiking in the mountains or something.
Oh, nice. You know what's funny is, Matt, is your microphone is creating a nice round shadow right near your mouth, and it looks like the tip of a penis. Don't do that.
That's fine.
That was convincing.
I'm just trying to get you warmed up for Thursday.
Man, if he has an accent, that's game over. I'm gonna need to change the pants.
It's funny that your mind went there, Steven, because I saw the shadow and I thought of the depiction of Harvey Two-Face in the Batman movie, where half his face is missing. There's like a hole there, and that's what I was thinking.
It's a black hole.
I wasn't thinking anything sexual. It's like, what is it with you and penises on people's faces?
Really?
Hey, listen. I hung out. I hung out with a pretty big comedian over the weekend, and even then, no, listen. Even then, we talked about our genitals. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. All right, it's common etiquette to talk about these days.
So tell us all about this. What's his name? Jeremy
Jeremiah Watkins.
Jeremiah. Yeah, he was a both. How did you get this? This came up suddenly, just the night before or something, right? On Friday.
No, I literally got the call 45 minutes before showtime.
They needed an EI hire.
No, so I went to the comedy club on Friday, watched him perform, hung out for a little bit, got invited to just chat with him and hang out, and then that was it. I went home, didn't think anything of it, and then like 6:15, I got a call saying, "Hey, Jeremiah is asking for you to do a guest spot," and I was like, "All right," and got there for the first show, and they were like, "Well, let's do the first show, see how it goes." And did the first show, and it went really good. And they're like, "Cool, you can stay for the whole thing." So yeah,
I think if Doge is listening, I don't like my tax dollars being spent on Stephen going to comedy clubs. So eliminate that.
It's killing the economy. That's what's happening.
That's what happens.
Hey, for your tax dollars did not go into. I sucked dick to get there. I did not.
Oh
no.
Oh
yeah.
All right.
What am I, a grifter?
Did you do it on OnlyFans? Because I think we learned how to make money.
Well, I not only my fans, but his fans too.
Okay, that's not fair. Nobody called you a grifter. No one insinuated that you were a member of the Trump administration. So don't.
My mom did. My mom did last night and this morning.
Your mom said you were part of the Trump administration?
No. She called me a I can't remember what she called me, but she went after me because she's a fucking Nazi.
Now, Tina Tillman, is that your sister, your cousin,
that's my mom.
Mother? That's your mother? Wow.
Finishing
I know you're arguing a little bit politics with her on Facebook yesterday.
She's a dumb bitch. She'll be okay.
Oh, stop that. Don't say that about your mother. I'm serious.
Yeah, let us say that about your mother.
You could say that about GD's mother, or you could say it about my mother if you want. But don't say
you say it about Ron's mother because she won't even know it.
Are you a retard?
My mom almost killed me twice, so I can say what I want.
To me that you said to something about if you get up there around retirement age or something. It's like your mother's not even at retirement age. Oh my God! Like
no, she's 54. 53. Wow. No, she's 48. 48.
That's a big jump from 53 to 48.
I don't talk to them hardly. I don't even know why they're on my Facebook, to be honest with you.
Wow. So, your mother was 14 when she had you?
16.
14? Wow. Holy fuck. No wonder. All right. But don't be disrespectful to your mom. She might be a Trumper. That's fine. She's always.
That's not because she's a Trumper. It's because she almost killed me twice. But that's a different story.
All right. Wow. Yeah, but don't be disrespectful to your mom. She'll always be your mom. Your own mom. And we have stuff in if you want to make it up. In the Mind Dog store, you can use our tax dollars to buy her a nice Mother's Day T-shirt.
No.
So we do have the comedy book. That's a serious thing, a prize. If anybody wants to, I don't know how.
Anybody wants to risk breaking their phone trying to call in?
Stand-up comedy. Well, there is a contest of function in StreamYard. We haven't used it in a while. You guys weren't around back in the day when I used to give away trips, not LSD trips or ketamine trips, but actual trips.
To places that nobody wanted to go to.
No, Las Vegas, Hawaii, Philippines,
Scranton, Pennsylvania,
Aruba. Also,
now are these working trips? Like if you went to Hawaii, you had to help put out the fire, or if you went to.
Here's what it was. It was hotel and accommodations. You had to get yourself there.
Oh,
yeah. But Louis C.K. is actually coming to Wilkes-Barre. A small comedy producer that I know actually booked him into his room because Louis is working a new hour. So he's like going anywhere and everywhere.
He does governors quite often, but
yeah, he was doing governors that Monday when we were there that
Yeah,
weekend.
he had like three governor appearances, like one in three of their different clubs.
Right. One of these days. See, he doesn't do podcasts in general, but he's done Rogan once or twice, but he doesn't like to do them. He's done Andrew Schultz, but I think he humiliated Andrew Schultz when he did his.
But he did do a pod with Shane Gillis.
He's my great white whale. Stand-up comedy, the secret to becoming a successful comedian. I should find out how the contest works again and do that. There's a little mechanism here where they put in. You get them.
Is chapter 1 called "Unlock Your Jaw"?
Let me see. It doesn't say.
Chapter 2, anal lube.
Well, when
Chapter 3, blowing your way to greatness.
When I first met Carl, I told him that I had tried stand-up comedy years ago, and I said it's just too hard. He said, "Well, you have to learn to love the taste of cock." And that was the first thing that was Carl's first piece of advice to me. So. I love the taste of cock. I don't know. It's kind of an acquired taste, and I'm not. It takes too much practice to acquire.
Now, I am a novice at this, but wouldn't the taste depend upon what they washed it in, if they washed it at all?
No, because if they don't wash it, then this it's just cheese.
I said if they wash it at all. So I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. The taste is dependent. How do you adjust for a taste if the taste is different every time?
Right. These are questions I don't want to think about.
Yeah, but you could ask Carl because he's the one that posed that answer.
We could ask the bear this week.
That's what I'm looking for.
But he's not a comedian. They may have different standards.
But he might know about the taste of cock.
See, now it sounds like you're just being stereotyping. He's being typecast.
Hey, I got a question for you, Steven. Is Jeremiah's whole hour, does he do characters at all? Is it just him?
Actually, no. I was really expecting him to do some of his characters. He didn't do any of his characters. Huh. He alluded he did a little over an hour both shows on Saturday. He mentioned a character once in the second show. He mentioned a Shanks character, but that was it. Yeah, he didn't do any of them, which I thought was cool. I expected, you see a lot of that, where these guys are on podcasts or these shows and they do all these characters and shit, and they come on and they just do like 4 characters and they dip. No, he didn't do any characters. It was like an hour and 10 minutes both times. He did really good. Good time.
Who were you talking about?
Jeremiah Watkins.
Oh, Jeremiah. Where's he from? Why should we know him? Because
he's an LA comic. He started on he was part of the Kill Tony show for like 3 or 4 years or something like that, maybe longer. There was Jeremiah Wonders, that was his podcast that I used to watch, and then he does one now called Trailer Park Tales with was it Trailer Park Tammy or whatever her name is.
Right.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that like for comedy fans, he is pretty well known. And I would say he kind of like Bubbles. He's like that in-between comic because he, like Steven said, he shows up on Dr. Phil. He's part of that. And he's been on Kill Tony and things like that.
I think he might have actually been here. But I don't think he liked us. When I say you guys weren't here, but it might have been me and William, me and Carl or something. I think he actually was on the program and did not. He was one of these guys who did not enjoy the experience. Yeah, I think so. Kobe Fawkes is the adult creator, entrepreneur, and advocate for authenticity in the LGBTQ porn industry, who will be here Thursday. Kobe Fawkes, Falks. I don't know why I thought he might have been from Australia. I'm not seeing anything about Australia in his
Maybe
bio.
you were just really wishing he was Australian.
Why? Why would I wish that? How would that affect my life? I'm not going to.
Well, a bear in the hand is better than 2 in the bush, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's not one of the ones you did last night, is it?
No.
Oh, good.
Speaking of Australia, Andy Andrus, who was on the program a week or so ago, and Doug Stanhope are in Australia. They're in Brisbane, and they were at a club called Sit Down Comedy, which I thought,
Yeah, I saw that.
perfect for you. You should go there. You'd be a big hit there.
Oh man, namesake. Let's go.
Yeah. The only thing about Australia is like a 20-hour flight or something crazy. I could never can do it. I'd be insane, and I'm like insane starting out. I understand that, but by the time I got there, I'd just be like a raving lunatic, madman, rabid dog. That's what I would be. So, yeah. So, Australia. Yeah, I don't know if he's Australian. He's Jeremy Wonders.
Wonder Split. That sounds German.
Right?
Yeah, I think it is German. That explains why he was on Kill Tony and Dr. Phil.
Right.
Oh, we had locally, we had a guy go into a hospital and start opening fire, killed a police officer, and I think he injured a doctor. So,
did he have a manifesto?
Not
or
yet.
Just an AR-15.
No, this guy just went in there and started popping off rounds.
Is that in the comedy book that we're giving away? Is the part where you go into the
Chapter 4, how to pop off.
Yeah.
Pop off is like Krasnov. I don't know. My
Pop off Smirnoff.
My code name was Pop off Krasnov.
No, the chapter would have to be chapter 5. I'm going to kill myself. Following through with a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like suicide by a cop. There was one here too. A guy was there was a murder-suicide thing, cop standoff, and I think the cops ended up. But it sounded like an intentional, like trying to get the cops to kill him.
Suicide by cop.
Yeah, and then another one where a guy went to shoot up a police station and didn't even get. The minute he pulled his gun out on the sidewalk out in front of the police station, he got shot up and killed.
Here's the problem. There are so many police officers who never ever fired a gun in the line of duty, and then there's the handful that can't wait.
Right.
I know.
And so it's a real crapshoot, no pun intended, to go out and to pull your gun out in front of a police station, wondering if those are the guys who never pulled a gun or can't wait to pull a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to sound anti-cop, but fuck the cops. That's all I'm saying about that.
Since the database has been released, we don't know who the bad cops are anymore. We have to find out. We have to start from scratch again.
Well, I did something really bold yesterday.
You grew a mustache?
No, I had the mustache before yesterday, didn't I?
I didn't notice. I hadn't noticed it.
Wow.
Maybe my first time seeing it.
Wow. You thought it was shoe polish.
Well, it looks better with the rod above you.
Right. I thought it was fungus, to be honest. I didn't want to mention it because I just thought it was hygiene. Yeah, I thought it was a hygiene thing. I didn't want to mention it.
Wow.
Nose hair. I thought it was unruly nose hair.
What the hell was that? Oh, I did something bold. I put Krasnov must die on Facebook in bold letters. Now I was expecting the Secret Service to show up here and but if they do, so you're admitting Krasnov.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that would admit that that's true. If they're like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, well, who's Krasnov? He's nobody. It doesn't exist. There's no Krasnov, all right? Or you're saying there is. Since 1987, according to a former Russian KGB agent, FSB, whatever the fuck it's called now, he said that Trump has been a codenamed agent, or codenamed Krasnov, since 1987. And some guy put a thread together of all the evidence, and it was extremely long, of all the people involved, including Ivanka and Ivana. Ivana, it was talked about how her clearance was questionable. Her family had ties to the KGB when she emigrated to the United States when Trump brought her over, and the daughter is friends with all these Chinese spies, Russian spies, Saudi spies. It's incredible. The list.
Now, which daughter is this? Is this Eric?
Yeah.
Don Jr.? Which daughter is this?
Bunky.
One with balls.
I'm not going to pull up, but it's on Twitter, and it's a extremely long thread of all the evidence going back to 1987 of Trump's involvement. Now people, this is the same old conspiracy theory that's been around. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. People have been saying he's a Russian asset. The thing that is different now is you have some receipts from a former Russian KGB Soviet spy. Now he could be lying. It could be all misinformation on their part too. So
yeah, that is a real possibility, because one of the things that would accomplish, especially if they got into the zeitgeist, that it would be discredited, and then all of the people who ran with it would be looking like fools.
Yeah, that's an absolute possibility. So, yeah, I can't find the thread now. Figures. Oh, is this the whole? Nope, that's a different one. Nick the Nazi is coming out and saying that the Nazi salutes are getting a little uncomfortable even for him, and he's a guy who wanted Kanye West for president. He's a Hitler-loving he said, even me, a Hitler-loving white nationalist, is getting a little uncomfortable with these Nazi salutes everywhere, and that's
because that will bring too much attention to it. It's easier for them to take over if people don't see the Nazi out front.
Yeah,
because they don't know what
the point he was making. He's like, "Come on, dude, you gotta chill." All I'm saying is just chill on the Roman salute. He kept calling it a Roman salute. It is a Roman salute, but it's also a Nazi salute. And I don't. I don't think Steve Bannon's saying I'm a Roman. I think
right.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the Secret Service to show up and admit that Krasnov is real. Dan Benigno, Bongino, whatever his name is, right? He's going to be the deputy FBI chief under that wacky-eyed coke freak Kash Patel. This could get dangerous because these guys have openly been revengists. Is that a word? Revengists? They're out for revenge, out for payback. And so many people, including me, have really just been insulting to Dan Bongino on Twitter and social media. Like, this is a guy who holds grudges. He's going to remember everybody who fucking ever. And I expect my house to be raided by the FBI before lunch today.
Matt, I just want to ask you something real quick. If you really want people to try to call in, do you want to post the number in the crawl so that people can see it and not have to memorize it?
Yeah, we could do that, but just wait a second. Hold off on that. I'm going to see if
it was just a question. That's all.
All right. I want to ask, because there is a contest thing. I'm trying to give away stuff just to see if anybody wants it. The book is free. It's a free download. I've got to remember how to do the fucking thing.
And Anne in California says, "Hello, gentlemen. Well, good morning, gentlemen." So again,
good morning, Anne.
All this time, she doesn't really know who we are because she keeps calling us gentlemen.
Yeah, why would you call us that? That's
not a good word to use.
She's on
it is possible that gentleman means something different in California than it does on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
There's a number there. They could try calling that and see what happens. Sorry. That's not the call-in studio number. You know what? I need help. Ladies and gentlemen, with the call-in tonight. I just wish. Well, we're probably not going to need to take phone calls tonight, right? The guy. What's his name? Paul Duchetti.
Paul. I mentioned the call-in segment, and he said cool. So I mean, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like it's neither here nor there. If it works, cool. If we don't, that's cool too. I imagine the conversation will probably carry us through.
Yeah, I'm going to take that phone number down. See, you know what? Maybe I should try to call in studio now. The echo will drive me ketamine. What about Musk? You think first of all, I want to do you guys know, is ketamine addictive?
I don't know. I guess anything was psychologically addictive. So I don't know the answer if it's chemically addictive or not. I don't know enough about ketamine.
He's definitely on the shit, right? Though he definitely.
If you can get addicted to porn, I guess you could get addicted to ketamine. So why not?
I never beat off to looking at ketamine.
Because people get addicted to politics by just doom scrolling and everything, especially now. Doom scrolling is a lot easier right now.
And I'm sure ketamine makes you feel a lot better than politics do.
So, because a lot of addictions are based on dopamine reward, so we could probably get a good dopamine reward from ketamine, I guess.
Oh,
he's on it. He's on ketamine, right? Because that's the rumor.
He's on something. He's on the spectrum. He's on ketamine. He's on a power trip. You know, he's on a lot of shit.
With the black glasses though inside, right? Like the Ray Charles look that he had the other day before.
That could also be him thinking he's cool as well, because he's like wearing a chain. You know, the black hat, the chain. What the fuck is he wearing a chain for? You know, the black coat.
Oh, I didn't even notice the chain.
Yeah, it's almost
it
like
definitely looked like he was trying to be cool.
Like he's trying to be a hip hop Matrix star or something. You know, he wants to be Neo, but a hip hop Neo or some shit.
Yeah, people.
You know, it's like, you know, it's like a child who's watching their father work in the yard, or a child who's watching NASCAR, and he wants to do that. He wants to work in the pit, so he grabs his Fisher Price tools, to borrow a phrase from Stephen Ortiz. He grabs his Fisher, and that's what he's like. He's just like a kid who has no idea what to do to be like the grown-ups.
I think Ian's got this right. I didn't even consider this. It just didn't even cross my mind. He said he was cosplaying Gangster Neo.
He believes in the Matrix, so it's possible.
Yeah, that's what I said. The hip hop Neo. Yeah, a hip hop Neo.
Wow. Yeah, that's. But whatever. I'm just curious because is ketamine like physically addictive to the point where once you start, you can't stop, or without going through major freak out withdrawals and all that stuff. Because you don't want a regular guy like him, not regular guy, but non-elected guy like him being able to just call the shots in everything in government. He put out a thing where you have to answer my personal email about what you did last week to every fucking federal employee.
I saw that. Yeah, like should all federal employees have to send out bullet points to say what they've done for the week? No, motherfucker, go fucking work on your fucking shitty cars.
Yeah.
He also did that.
The comic that headlined my show on Saturday, which we packed out, but he's a federal worker, and he talked about he's been going through this now for the past couple of weeks. Like he got that email. He got an email from Elon saying, "You have to tell me what you did this week, or if you don't, you're fired." Is what the email said.
Do you even work here? You don't even work here. You can't fire me. That's so
he did that. He did the same thing with he did the same thing when he bought Twitter. So he sent out the same things to justify your existence to me.
Wow. Justify your existence. Is that the actual language that it says?
No, I'm just paraphrasing.
Okay. That kind of hurts.
I'm not certain that he didn't send that email.
Ketamine has been misused as a recreational drug, so I would suspect addiction is probable and regular. It's not really all that regulated. I think you can order it through our affiliate, right? Isn't
well, they still probably have certain things they have to.
Isn't Mind Bloom ketamine? I don't know. Is that true or not? I should know this about a sponsor, shouldn't I? I think Mind Bloom is ketamine. And that doctor I had on the evening show, Dr. Rosado. I don't like to see no Rosado. he seemed to be all for ketamine as a therapy drug.
Now, Ian, just to push back on that just a tad bit, because not everybody can justify their jobs in 5 minutes, partially because a lot of them are so busy doing their jobs, they don't have time to explain their jobs. You know, they don't have the words, they just do it. You know, so I would say some people don't have the words to explain it. You know, they're not comfortable. They just say, well, just let me just do my job. I don't want to have to explain it.
Nice to meet you. What do you do? Is what Ian's saying.
Yeah, and some people have difficulty answering that, even if they've been doing their job for 20 years. You know, I had a very lucrative job doing power supply maintenance, standby power supply maintenance. And first of all, I had to explain to people what standby power supplies did and why they had to be maintained. So no, it took me, I had to give them background history because my job at the time that I was doing it was so unusual that people had no fucking idea that people have been doing it in the background for years.
What's the weirdest title you've ever had? Job title? Wow, we have that air, folks. Blah. Mine.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Well, that too. But I was the infrared X-ray Zyglomagnifier inspector.
Well, Ian thinks that it's certified forensic humorist to you, sir. That's
right. Mine was certified. Human resources manager.
But can you guess what an infrared X-ray Zyglomagnifier inspector does?
Yeah, he takes the TDRs and adjusts them, and he takes the TDRs and he calibrates the TDRs so that the magniflux capacitors work on the DeLorean when they hit 88 miles an hour.
Or do you develop X-rays?
Actuary, that's a confabulation of misconfabulations. Can you even guess what industry an infrared X-ray Zyglomagnifier inspector would work in?
Medical.
Something with cameras? Yeah.
No.
I said
X-ray and infrared.
That's just a porn title.
Oh, wait. Did you work at a hotel and you had to go in after someone left and take the light over the bed?
Something like that. It's the air
looking for cum shot residue.
It's aircraft inspection, or parts inspection for commercial airliners and jet airliners and all this stuff.
So a part would go through and you hit it with that machine, and the machine goes, look, there's a crack in it. You gotta send it back.
For every part that goes out, it needs to be inspected in all those methods: infrared, X-ray, Zyglo, and Magnaflux, and pass all the inspections for all that kind of stuff.
Magnaflux yourself.
And they still
I thought they made televisions back in the day. Didn't Magnaflux make like TVs, radios, and
Magnavox? That was Magnavox.
Yeah, it's fine. Just let it slide. Just let it slide. But even after all that inspection, it's still a faulty part. Like it's a favorite excuse of like airline manufacturers when a jet goes down. Blame it on the parts manufacturer. But they went through every fucking test possible by not just one person. 3 different infrared X-ray Zyglomagnifier inspectors had to look at each one all those ways. So it seems really unlikely that you would get a bad part, but they get a lot of bad parts. So.
Anne says that gentleman is a good thing where I come from, which is why we're confused as to why you would use that term to describe us.
Right.
Exactly.
We have confusion.
Maybe I haven't used the proper language yet here on the program this morning. But I am no gentleman. I would like to be a gentleman before.
Were you ever an officer?
You know,
Did you ever commit suicide in the bathroom? and make Ron laugh.
Yeah, I quoted the line to my wife the other night because she was going through some things and can't understand somebody's behavior. And I said, maybe he's just got nowhere to go, no place else to go. She said, what the fuck is that nonsense? I said, from officer and a gentleman. She goes, I don't know. Remember that? I mean, that is the most. That's the climax.
That line is like,
I got a place to go. I don't know. She doesn't remember that part of the movie. It's like that is the movie.
So what parts does she remember? Like, does she remember the suicide? Does she remember the scene where he picks her up in the factory and walks off with her against her consent?
I don't
and
know.
She's screaming and saying, "I don't want to go with you."
I don't know what she remembers, but not.
Or does she remember the fake baby? You know, it's like, I'm pregnant with your baby. No, I'm not. It's chiffon.
I forgot about that part. Yeah. I remember. The only part I remember. I remember him getting beat up by Lou Gossett Jr. a couple of times.
Oh yeah. Everybody remember that.
And like GD mentioned, that hilarious suicide scene is.
Well, that was Kwai Kang Chang, David Carradine, was he mocking that suicide? You know, when he went to the Philippines and hung himself in a closet?
No, that was much later. That was much later.
He hung himself in a closet. I think he was doing the autoerotic asphyxiation. I don't know.
Him and the lead singer of In Excess, Michael Hutchison, died the same way.
Wow.
What about Bob Crane? You know, Hogan's Heroes, was his the same way?
He was in a Arizona motel. He was doing porn films with some like cheap amateur porn director or something, and I think he was with one of the starlets when he died. But I don't think not the autoerotic asphyxiation.
Did you ever see the Bob Crane movie with Greg Kinnear?
I think I did. Oh, Greg Kinnear. Yeah, Greg Kinnear played him, right? No,
Yes.
I saw a documentary with the guy who was his partner, the porn guy, talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's just weird. How do Bob Crane, Mr. Hogan's Heroes, Colonel Hogan, all of a sudden just like getting so kinked out that he's got to meet some sleazy porn producer and do it that way. You would think he could have got himself some legitimate mainstream porn connections if he wanted to go that way. I don't know.
That movie is called Autofocus. If anyone's interested about Bob Crane,
the name of the movie. I don't think I ever saw it though.
Yeah, William Dafoe actually is in it as well. He plays the porn guy that Matt was mentioning.
Now he was spotted. Willem Dafoe was spotted on the street in New York City yesterday, and he looks like he did in Mississippi Burning. Like he hasn't gotten older since then. That movie's probably 35 years old now or something.
Yeah, but Willem Dafoe wasn't like a really attractive man back then. So did we take notice of his face?
But
that's fair.
But he's in that movie with Gene Hackman. If you look at Gene Hackman, isn't pretty either, right? But if you look at Gene Hackman now, Gene Hackman looks like Methuselah, and Willem Dafoe. Everyone always wants to say Willem.
Mississippi Burning was 1988.
Yeah, so that's 37 years ago. Right, 37 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been a bit.
Yeah, so I mean, they obviously, I thought they were the same age, but now Hackman. If you look at Hackman, and I love Gene Hackman, great.
Here's
guy.
Dafoe.
Oh, he doesn't look like that. I'm wrong. Yeah.
No, but I think legit though, probably for the last 10, 15 years, he's looked the same. I mean, everything from Boondock Saints, Spider-Man. He was brought back for Spider-Man. Like, everything he's still doing. He did all of his own stunts in the latest Spider-Man movie he was in. Like, the dude's a beast.
And the straightest man we know.
Is he?
I thought he was gay.
He is gay.
Okay, I was like, wait a second.
I don't know. How do we know this? I've never questioned his sexuality.
He's come out and said it before, if I remember correctly.
I've never heard him. I never listened to him.
If I remember correctly, he came out around the same time that that Ian dude did. The dude that played Magneto came out as gay.
What, Ian came out as gay? Is that what you just
I didn't even know he had to come out. I mean, I didn't think he had to come out. Really? I'm not surprised. This is like one of those cases where the parents know already, and they're just waiting for the kids to admit it.
Excuse me, I love your outfit. What do you do for a living?
I'm an actor.
Really? What's your name? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, Willem.
Got you. What do you love about your job?
What?
What do you like about your job?
It's always different. Nothing's ever the same.
No day's the same.
Yeah.
Got you. For someone who's getting into your career, what advice can you tell them?
I don't give advice.
You don't give advice?
No, everybody's got to find their own way.
That's true.
Just enjoy.
How do you want to be remembered?
The guy
I don't think about that.
Don't think about that?
No.
And then last but not least, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Any movies that we know about?
What?
And where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I don't know. I mean,
all right, fuck that. So yeah, he doesn't. Now he didn't ask him if rumors are on Coffee with the Dog that you're gay. That would have been a good question. He didn't. So he doesn't think about it. Like,
what if he just went up there and went?
But did that guy look like a 96-year-old guy? Because I think Hackman is like 96. How old is Willem Dafoe? I should
wait. According to Google, he's not gay. He's been in a relationship with women, including Elizabeth Lecomte and Giada Colagrande.
Holy crap! This can't. Oh, wow! This can't be. Because it's basically saying he's my age, which that's so fucking weird. He's 69 according to the Google machine. But he was playing alongside Hackman. It seemed like they were both the same age in that movie, right?
Yeah, but he was made up to look mature. He was supposed to look like a mature agent.
Wow.
Right.
Well, it looks like it stemmed from. This is from the site called Know Your Meme, and it says William Dafoe. He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music, is a catchphrase taken from a clip of actor William Dafoe discussing his character Paul Smecker in the movie The Boondock Saints during an interview in early 2019. In the early 2020s, the clip was isolated and taken out of context, then used in memes on TikTok to humorously describe other people and pets.
Wow. So basically, Jackie will be calling a lot of gay guys Stephen Ortiz. That's like Jackie's new slur. You're a Stephen Ortiz, meaning you're a suck guy, right?
Fair.
All right. We'll ask him about it when he's here on Wednesday.
Yeah, my wife is back from her European excursion.
I know.
She got me a bull. It's funny. The bull is multiple colors, so part of it's going to disappear because there's green specks in it, and I have a green screen.
Right. It's got
holes. It's got these holes in it.
But what is it? What exactly?
It's a bull.
It's a bull.
Why did you go to the Running with the Bull? No, do they even do that anymore? The Running with the Bull?
No, I don't know the answer to that. I think so. Well, and they got rid of bullfighting in Spain, but the running.
Yeah, but running with the bulls, I didn't think they like fucked with them nearly as bad as bullfighters do. Like they don't stab them.
Oh no, it's not the bulls though. It's the people.
Oh no, it still happens.
Problem.
Yeah, it still happens.
July 6th is the next one.
Wow.
This says it's the Running of the Bulls is a free event in Pamplona, Spain that takes place daily from July 7th to the 14th at 8 a.m. And then six fighting bulls and 6 steers. Fuck that. That sounds. I've seen videos. Fuck that.
I got this from Italy.
Ooh.
It seems like they're extremely limited in their toy technology.
Are you kidding? That's a Pinocchio. They're like everywhere.
But yeah, they were everywhere in the 1600s too. That's what. I know. I remember. I got one. I remember it was I think 1665 Christmas. I got one just like that.
Oh my gosh! I can see through TV when he stands up.
Oh.
I also have a cicada. But that's really far away. I don't want to reach for that one.
What is
in fact, the cicada is green, so if I held it up, it would disappear totally. You wouldn't even see it. I could do this and say, I'm holding a cicada. It's the same thing. It's like, yeah, that's a cicada. You won't see it because it's green. Now I'm curious. Now I want to know.
What is the significance and the reason for Unthra Kit? I'm confused by that. What is Unthra Kit?
Earntha.
Eartha.
Oh, it actually does show up. It's the wrong shade of
From
green.
the urn. I get it now.
Ew, why do you have that? Why do you have a bug?
Apparently, the bugs, it's like now I don't know if it's a symbol of good luck there,
That's
but
your face in the urn on Eartha Kitt's face. It's Eartha Kitt. See? I get the joke now.
after how many of these things I've put on the show? How many of these things have I put on the show? You're just getting it?
I get it now.
Really?
I get it.
Do you have to go back? Do I have to go back and repost Louis Armstrong so you can get that, or Booker
I got
T.
that
Washington,
one.
or George Washington Carver? Do I have to go back and
I don't
Mount
remember.
Rushmore, Mount Rushurn?
I kind of sort of remember that one. So well, that one was more obvious. You saw the urn's face. I really just thought that was a really ugly person.
President, a really ugly president.
I had a friend who worked with Eartha Kitt.
You had friends?
Well, I had a friend. He's probably not. If you know me, he's probably almost certainly not my friend anymore. But he was like, we haven't heard GD bring up the ink spots, but he was like GD with the ink spots. Like that way, you couldn't have a conversation with him without him bringing up. Like, I worked with Eartha Kitt. Like, I hate to tell you, but the Kitt's not that big a star.
See, I didn't know this one because I didn't get it. I don't know who Eartha Kitt is.
Wow, she was like Catwoman way back in the '60s.
Wasn't
she was also a singer as well?
Yeah, wasn't she like one of the stars of The Wiz, the original Broadway version of The Wiz too?
Not that I'm aware of. If she was Stephanie Mills was the star, so unless she played a different role, but I'm not aware of her being in The Wiz.
I think she was.
So GD has a background, and he can't even give her bio.
Really, Eartha?
I just gave part of her bio. I said she was a Catwoman back.
No, he didn't say bio. You didn't give part of her bio. She was a Catwoman
back in the '60s, and she was also a singer. I said that.
And a lot of that comes.
Kitt began her career in 1942. No, she would be too old for The Wiz right now. She began her career in 1942. Doesn't say anything about. I thought she was in the Broadway production. She was Catwoman on the third and final season of the television series Batman. So Julie Newmar left, and they replaced her with Eartha Kitt.
No, when Julie Newmar left, there was like two other Catwomen, I think, before Eartha Kitt.
That's a fucking downgrade. I don't care. Anything from Julie Newmar is a downgrade.
To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Starring Patrick Swayze, Blade. What's his name? Blade.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, the name Omar Epps kept popping into my head. Wesley Snipes.
In 1950, Orson Welles gave Kitt her first starring role as Helen of Troy in the staging of Dr. Faustus. I know she was featured on Broadway in some stuff. I remember commercials for Broadway shows with her. In the late 1960s, Batman featured Eartha Kitt as Catwoman after Julie Newmar had left the show in 1967. Didn't say anything about any like interim Catwomen.
I thought there were other Catwomen other than those two. I thought there was like a really bad one.
There you go.
Kitwoman. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything.
Julie Newmar.
Wow, Julie. And so Patrick Swayze was trying to be a Julie Newmar female impersonator. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so I don't know. I barely remember.
I think a lot of these Hollywood dudes are secretly like transvestites or something, and they're looking to get into. They go out of their way to get into transvestite movies. Some Like It Hot was the first one that I can remember, but you know there've been a lot of these guys dressing up in drag as it's just they want to do it. I would never do it. I wouldn't do it. Because I know
Lee Merriweather played Catwoman also.
I know my friends would fucking crucify me for that. Well, if I had any friends left. But so maybe now I will do it. Somebody calls me. But
Lee Merriweather played Catwoman between Eartha Kitt and Julie Newmar.
Wow. Well, that's a total downgrade. Lee Merriweather. God. Go through your
Lee Merriweather used to be like a Miss. I don't know if she was a Miss USA. Didn't she be? Wasn't she a Miss USA at one point?
I think she was a Miss Kentucky, Miss Kentucky bathroom porta potty.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Kentucky porta potty. I miss the Kentucky porta potty. Anyway, all right. So that's the show for you, ladies and gentlemen. John Mahaffey, have you guys heard? You guys remember him? You guys are big golf fans, right? You watch golf on television.
Now I understand he missed the show because he had a stroke. Is that what happened?
He missed a stroke because he had a show.
Okay, and she was okay. Lee Merriweather was the winner of the 1955 Miss America pageant.
Well, that just shows you how bad taste they had in 1955. So she's old, too old to be Catwoman.
We should play news.
I like omelets better than sex.
Do we have a picture of Lee Merriweather? Could you pull up Google a picture of Lee Merriweather as Catwoman and Julie Newmar as Catwoman? We could have a side by side.
I just had that. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Could you put your urn on her face, and this will seal the deal? Because with that face,
Urn, not urine. Urn.
Yeah, urine. I'm getting text messages here. Somebody trying to win the book. Next comedy legend is trying to win the book. No, I'm not letting you on the show. Go away. Yeah, so all right, fine. I'm seeing what I was talking about before. People, this is serious, not serious. It's a joke, but it's what I was talking about. The vengefulness of Dan Bongino. It says somebody tweeted out, "Dear Mr. Bongino, sir. In light of your recent appointment as Deputy FBI Director, I'd like to extend my apologies for all the times I compelled you to rage post at me. It's all my fault. Also, Stephen King is a dick who never should have said mean things to you. Your loving fan." This guy is definitely one of these people who will abuse his position and power and go after everybody who ever called him a mulatto or whatever I called him. So I should be worried. I should be scared. I should be running. I should be going to Isla Mirada and preparing to die there. That's what I should be doing. All right, fine. Be that way. Anything? No. Lee Merriweather.
I'm working on it right now. I have to upload it. I guess I'm gonna upload it as an overlay.
Well,
there you go.
Yep, that's the picture I'm working on. That's the one I saved.
All right.
I kind of prefer the first one.
That's Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
So the second one is Lee Merriweather. That's pretty hot. You know what? I stand corrected, and I stand erected. I sit erected. Pretty hot. Smaller tits than Julie Newmar.
But that could be the angle.
You know what? She could have. The audience might not even notice that difference, right?
Okay, can we pull up Halle Berry as Catwoman, please?
Yeah, I'm sure she's hot. But Eartha Kitt, man, she just looks like she might as well have her urn on her face right there.
Now, I think that part of the reason why she got the thing was her voice, because she had that thing in her voice.
Yeah, or it could have been the lines on her face could use some fur.
Jeez.
Because she's a perfect, that little thing.
She wasn't that old in the 60s to be with all them lines on her face. God, she looked like an 80-year-old woman there.
But didn't you say she started in her career in the 40s?
I think I did say something like that.
Where did she start in the 40s?
And this would be, 1967, 1968, I guess.
I thought it was 1950. Orson Welles gave her her first starting role. So
that was the first movie role. I thought.
Yeah. She kept beginning her career at 1943. Yeah. Wow.
Now, I don't know how old she was. You can start a career at birth.
Let's see how old she is. 1927. So that would make her almost 100. She's 98. If she's still alive. I don't think
so. It should have been, 40?
Yeah, she died. She died at 81 in 2008. So yeah, she would have been near 100. So no, yeah, she was older.
You went to the Great Litter Box in the Sky.
Oh man, Julie Newmar, right?
Yeah.
She's probably still hot. She's still alive, right?
She's hot.
She's still hot. She's still fuckable, even though you get a little dust storm going up.
That's
Now,
what the
do you think we're
Vaseline's for.
gentlemen? Do you still think we're gentlemen after that comment, huh?
Yeah, we'll grab some Vaseline and knock the dust off and go to work.
Anne hasn't said it yet, but she may be grading us on a curve.
All right.
Sending your parents a letter, tell them you're a whore.
Wow, that was loud.
She probably still was hot at 81. I know Betty White was.
Well, you know,
did you see the thing I sent you, the Betty White clip?
Yeah,
was she not hilarious or what?
Hilarious, and I came twice.
I'm never gonna open my text message again, knowing that you came twice. I don't want that in my text messages.
Finish inside me.
What am I doing? What am I looking for here? Somebody in my this phone call thing. I'm really concerned about being able to get these phone calls working. I'm real charismatic and talented.
Well, like I said, I don't know if tonight it's going to be as necessary, but definitely when the guy from MUFON is on, Robert, I think people are going to want to call in for that one. For sure.
Well, why do you think people will? Do you think anybody ever heard the term MUFON?
I know some people have, but I think once they hear what MUFON does, I think people want to call in and tell their stories. So,
it's about cows. MUFON.
No, that's MUFON, not MOOFON.
Oh, she was still probably still hot at 81. That's Bear Love saying that. Barbara Eden, we'll pull her up at 90 something. Barbara Eden's got to be in her 90s. I know she's still alive though. She is still alive.
We don't need a compilation of Matt having technical difficulties. Just watch the show.
93 years old. But this is how she looks at 93.
And please join us tomorrow for our next jerk off segment. What we jerked off to when we were 13 years old.
It's called Jerk Off to Granny.
Jerk off through the ages.
Yeah, we'll call it the jog segment. Jerk off.
It's like It's like masturbating in a time machine. That's not me. That's Will Ferrell. But so good, so apt.
But so Peter Bales got to bang Barbara Eden, but not when she was Jeannie. She was already past her Jeannie years, but she's still fucking hot. Even when she was like 60, she was still fucking smoking hot.
Wonder Woman was still hot up until like 2 years ago.
Wonder Woman? What's her name?
I can't remember her name. The chick that played her, though.
Yeah.
OG lady.
Yeah, there's no pictures of Barbara Eden today. I want to see what she looks like today. I mean, probably the Crypt Keeper. Oh, by the way, the Crypt Keeper. He's going to be on the show next week. The Crypt Keeper. Is it next week? You guys don't remember the Crypt Keeper?
I do.
We discussed that. Yeah, we do.
Kathy Lee Crosby. Kathy Lee Crosby as Wonder Woman was so hot. Oh,
March 4th. May the March be 4th.
Kathy Lee Crosby was not the Wonder Woman of the TV show.
Yeah, that was Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Linda Carter, that's it.
Was it Linda Carter?
Yeah.
No, it was Jimmy Carter in drag.
You're right.
Alan Katz, the Crypt Keeper, the creator of the Crypt Keeper, and the guy who produced the HBO series Tales from the Crypt, will be with us on March 4th. March 4th. Nice. May the March 4th be with you.
Nice. There's Linda Carter.
That looks more like Valerie Putin.
Yeah.
See, I had a girlfriend who looked just like that. I did. She was well endowed. And she, she played up the Wonder Woman look-alike thing. She was a fucking nympho, though.
That's Eartha Kitt as Catwoman.
Damn, that's so much.
Because that picture is closer to an equal of the other ones. Because the other one's just a close-up of her face, laughing with all the lines.
Here's the deal, though. I mean,
still hot, but I don't know if she's as hot.
Well, compared to that picture we saw with the
no,
that's why.
That's why I looked for a different picture because it was like it was like apples and oranges.
Here's the deal. Now, I don't want to sound like one of these guys who's upset about a black Superman or all this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm fine with a black Catwoman, but going for the fans, it's not like a Darren Stevens thing where you say, "Hey, that's not the same Darren Stevens." But going from a white woman to a black woman as playing the same character, none of the audience know. Hey, that's not the same one. Catwoman.
Oh yeah, Halle Berry.
Nobody noticed it. Nobody noticed the difference.
Nobody noticed she turned black.
No, they just. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the people were posting on Facebook back then that Julie Newmar had gotten a suntan.
Wait, wasn't TV black and white back then though?
Well, yeah, you had Julie Newmar and then Eartha Kitt. It was black and white. Yeah,
no, Steven.
And a little bit of gray for.
People had black and white televisions, but no, it was in living color. And they had the Peacock come out so you could adjust your color on you.
Welcome to Old Man Jerk Off. That's right. We don't use lotion on this show. It's all spit.
5 hairy, sweaty, bald men or something. Wow.
Anne has agreed to not call us gentlemen anymore.
Wow.
Thank you.
And make sure you stay tuned for our next segment. What to do if your magazine pages are sticking together.
Thank you. Because, I inherited a bunch from my dad, and I can't open any of them. So,
well, nowadays, if your magazines are sticking together, they're probably in the wrong gun.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get my Playboy. I get my e-Playboys. They send me e-magazines so I can sit on my Kindle and jerk off still. The screen wipes off so much better.
There's no need for girly magazines anymore.
They're still around.
Yeah, they're still around though.
Yeah.
It's like a niche market now.
The military needs it. What do you think they do?
They're locked up in the stores next to the eggs. You have to get from security to get them for you.
When we get deposit. When we go to our local sex shop, they still have, like in the very back, there's a small section that still has like DVDs and like Blu-rays, and they still have a huge magazine section too. So
Barnes and Nobles, even Barnes and Noble still has adult mags.
I wonder what it would cost because the price of paper and all that stuff and the limited distribution and the profitability of it. So like a Playboy would be like $25 now, right? Or something like that. Or
price of paper, a lot of paper is being recycled for magazines, so they're not cutting down new trees.
I haven't priced a Playboy, but I know that like magazines in general are still like $5 to $6.
Yeah,
because it's not the cost of the magazine that determines it; it's the amount of advertising that determines the price of the magazine.
Well, I just read it for the articles.
Yeah. And Playboy still exists; they're just different now.
What was it? Oh, I blew past the news, and that doesn't really matter because we know what the news says, right? You know.
Now the ink doesn't, and also the ink doesn't run when you have accidents on the pages now.
Huh. It used to run.
I guess I'm not certain. I've never had an accident on a page.
All right. You've had accident off page. I'm just for the DMV. I'm just doing a little checkup on you.
I had those magazines for show, because my mother was concerned. She thought I was gay because I like to read psychology books, and so I used to be reading psychology books and science books, and when my mother would knock on the door, I would hide my science books and pull out a Penthouse or a Playboy.
Look how all that reading has paid off, kids. Don't start to read.
My mother thought I was gay because I was reading psychology books.
Hate Illinois Nazis.
Yeah, I wasn't showing the same interest the thing is, I was showing interest in girls, but my mother didn't realize it because, like, I used to love ballerinas. When I was like 6 or 7 years old, I loved ballerinas. I used to watch every ballet that came on television. And because I liked them so much, I wanted to join the ballet so I could be closer to them. And so when I said to my mother,
way to say you're gay.
I said, Mom, I want to join the ballet. And my mother goes, no son of mine is joining the ballet.
Wow. She was Ronald Reagan. Your mother was Ronald Reagan. I did not know that.
Yeah. and so she did not want me to join the ballet because she thought I was like becoming gay or something. And it's like it was totally the opposite. I wanted to join the ballet because I love ballerinas so much, and I didn't know any other way to get a ballerina other than join the ballet.
Now, speaking of ballerinas, my favorite ballerina, and were you a big fan of In Like Flynn?
The movie In Like Flint?
And yeah. Yvonne Craig, Batgirl, coming back to the Batman theme of the day. She was a hot little ballerina in one of the In Like Flynn movies. She was my first. I think she's the first girl I ever got a boner on. Batgirl, Yvonne Craig. Do you remember her? You don't remember her?
You seen Batgirl? Was she a? I don't think she was ever a Batgirl, was she?
She sure was. Yeah, she is a Batgirl up there.
No, that's yeah, Batgirl, right? I was saying Catwoman again. Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, she was hot. She was definitely hot. Commissioner Craig's daughter, or well, Commissioner, right? Whatever his name.
Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Gordon. That's it.
Barbara Gordon.
She's got a Facebook page. Oh, none of these are real. People, these celebrities with or I don't know if you call her a celebrity, has been celebrity. They're not real, right? They're not real. Stop sharing. You were talking about, you mentioned the price of eggs before. I saw the stupidest fucking conspiracy theory post ever on Facebook, and that takes some doing to be the stupidest ever. Guy said, and I didn't get a chance because I was in the middle of a transaction at a local retail place on my phone, ready to call the guy's mother a skank whore. He said the price of eggs is a big conspiracy thing. Bird flu, he said, it started out by saying bird flu is like a mild cold, and humans don't ever get it, and if you get it, it's really not severe. And they used this to bring up the price of eggs. I was like,
bird flu doesn't. People don't lay eggs.
The whole thing was so fucking ridiculous because, first of all, nearly about half the people who get bird flu die from it. That's worse than cancer. Half the people who get cancer don't die from it. Half the people who get bird flu die from it. So it's pretty severe. Yeah, there have been mild cases of it. And human bird flu is a rarity, but it happens. I believe 60,000 people died the last outbreak, which is small compared to COVID. But if there were a major outbreak with the numbers of people who got COVID, tens of millions of people would die if we had a pandemic of bird flu. But here's the thing. It does kill fucking chickens. So that's what's driving up, because the chickens lay the eggs. Then when the chickens die, you get less eggs, which drives up the price of eggs. That's how it works. It's not like
even the chickens that don't die, the eggs don't form correctly.
Right.
And the eggs are deformed. They're like, they don't have a shell, or they're really soft or something like that. So, yeah.
Soft shells. But again, so who's the they that thought this up? You're going to come up with a conspiracy. They did this to drive the price of eggs up. It was Biden, was it Trump? Because they're going up no matter who's
chickens
president.
did it. They wanted more money for themselves. The chickens started it so that they could get more of a cut of the eggs. The farmers weren't giving them anything. They were just getting chicken feed, which is wrong. They're laying the eggs and all they're getting is chicken feed, and the farmers are getting all the money.
Right.
So they faked the bird flu so the price of eggs would go up, so they can get their actual share of the money that they're due.
I think there's some most serious price gouging going on as well.
Oh, yeah. But it's the chickens doing it. It's not the farmers. The farmers would never do that to us.
I think it's the supermarkets that are doing the price gouging, or the places, because within a mile, 2 supermarkets. One is, and by the way, Long Island is fucking losing their mind over getting a first ever Wegmans on Long Island. Fucking, it's like, I don't know. It's like the aliens came down to deliver a message from God or something. Oh, we got a Wegmans, and they're out dancing in the street celebrating a Wegmans. that's going to open them up. But two supermarkets within a mile or 2 miles of each other. One has eggs at $9.95 a dozen for large eggs, and the other one has it $4.14. I was like, that's
Now, is there different? Because at my store, there's a $3 price difference between brown eggs and white eggs. The brown eggs are cheaper by about $3 a dozen.
You can understand that.
So there's your DEI right there, your DEI eggs. So I've been buying the DEI eggs for $3 cheaper a dozen.
Yeah, well, brown eggs matter, right?
They do to me.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy.
I didn't know that eggs were the foundation of our economy, and everything is based on eggs.
Well, before cash, egg actually was the predominant currency. First, it was salt. We used to trade in salt, and then we started to trade in wampum, and then eggs, and then we switched to the current gold standard. So before the gold standard, there was the egg standard, and there was a transition of the golden eggs.
We're not on a gold standard now. We haven't been to.
No, I said the transition from the gold standard. We went from the egg standard to the gold standard, and then we went from the gold standard to no standard, or just paper money.
You said the word current in there. Current gold standard.
Are they going
no, I was the currency. I was talking about currency, and before that,
are they going to do the same thing to Fort Knox that Geraldo did to Al Capone's vault?
Right. Well, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, if they go to
Musk is actually going to go into Fort Knox and fire all the gold bars that are there because they haven't justified their existence.
How difficult is it to just find this out? Like, you would think the president of the United States would know and could just take a trip there or make a phone call and say, bring a camera and show me the. Hello, major gold watcher. Yeah, go into the room, bring your camera and live stream. I want to see the gold there. I mean, how difficult? It doesn't seem like it should be. It take anything more than a few seconds to decide. I want to see the gold. Mm-hmm. Show me the gold, and it's done.
Well, Trump's Treasury Secretary, the guy that his name started with an N, and got all that money from Saudi Arabia. Was it Newmar? Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar.
Trump's. I can't remember with the dark hair and the glasses.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about too, but I can't fucking.
I know it has an N sound in it.
But what were you going to say about him? We'll
he went there. He went to Fort Knox, for photo op. But they didn't. I don't think even he got to see a lot of stuff, or they didn't show what he saw.
Right. So, but we're not on the gold standard now. So, is it a good? Because I'm thinking if we find out that there's really no gold in Fort Knox, would there be a panic? Would people react in any way? Was it a bad?
I was always under the impression that in the event that ended up being empty and the gold was gone, that the U.S. dollar would lose its power completely.
Why? It's not based on gold anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what his understanding was. But
I thought years ago we all understood that there wasn't any gold in Fort Knox.
The government claims it's still. The government states it's still full.
Yeah.
Steve Mnuchin is his name.
Who's the government? The president doesn't say it's still full, and I haven't had.
The Treasury Department said it was still full.
All right. But the Treasury Department changes like with every administration, right? They bring in their own Treasury guys. So Democrats and Republicans have agreed that it's still full, but nobody's got like a picture of it to show. It seems a pretty simple thing. Here it is. Bring my camera, my iPhone, and or you could use an Android too if you're working at Fort Knox. I just want to say we don't really care about.
Or a Google phone. You could use a Google phone as well. That's
still Google is Android.
But I thought Android was like just like an operating system.
Android is made by Google. Yep.
Yeah, Android.
So why does Google need to make their own phone then? If they
because everyone else was manufacturing the phones and they put the software, but Google wanted to make their own phone.
Yeah, it's a hardware thing, not a software thing. All the Android phones are a Google operating system.
So my Samsung phone is the Google operating system?
Yes.
Using Android, yes.
Samsung is all Google. Yep. They just put their own flavor of they put their own flavor on top of the Google software, so it looks different than a Google phone and software wise, but it's 100% identical.
kind of like Windows was built on top of that dirty operating system.
Linux.
Yeah, DOS.
Yep.
Oh, DOS.
No, DOS. Yeah, if you go in your settings, you can look at what number you're on, and there's a cool Easter egg. You can click on it a bunch, and it'll start showing you cool pictures and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Wow. Yeah. Do I want to play news? I do. I haven't heard the news. I'm curious. What's in the news? Is there something in the news that I don't know about? What's going on with Israel? What's going on?
Well, there was a crash, right?
What's there
another one?
Another plane crash?
I think so. The only reason I'm saying is because today they were talking in the background. I was on the news. I was talking about they were recounting other accidents, which usually they do when there's a current accident, and they go back over the other ones. So, but my wife made it back safely with only minor incidents with the planes.
I'd be nervous flying right now.
Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, she knew that I wouldn't let anything happen to her.
Why the 2025 security age change means for retirement planning? What do you mean? What did I know? What did I miss? The change the age for Social Security? You got to be 75 now, and I got to go back to work for another 10 years. Is that what telling me? What?
Yeah, probably in another 5 years we won't have Social Security. What's it matter?
Here's the thing. I just don't want to die. And I thought about this. It's probably more comfortable if you die in a hospital than die on the street or die in some just penniless and broke. But I don't want to die in a hospital. It's probably warmer. It's probably more comfortable than dying on the street. But I think I'd rather die on the street if it came to that. I would not want to die in a hospital. I see all these people dying. It doesn't look not a fun place to die. Yeah, there's a fun place to die, and there's a not fun place to die.
But I mean, at least at the hospital, they can give you like drugs to kind of.
That's what I mean by being. Yeah, they keep you warm and drugged up and feed you through tubes and all that stuff. So, yeah, there is an upside to it.
There was a plane crash on Sunday.
What kind of plane? Was it a jet or a private?
No, so it looks like a small plane. It's a small plane because it says 2 people injured in a small plane crash.
Yeah.
In Lake County. Where the fuck is Lake County? Don't tell me Lake County and then tell me what state it's in.
I think there is a compilation of Willie having technical difficulties on. I think I did that at one point. Me, not so much. That would be difficult. It's just too much work. Yeah.
Say just watch the show if you want to see Matt have difficulties.
Right. Technical difficulties every fucking day.
I think Lake County's in Florida.
Sounds right.
Nobody said it yet, but the local news is from Florida.
I do have showbiz shit, and I do have a list of that Time magazine put out of what they consider the 25 best specials on Netflix.
Where's the fucking showbiz thing? Did we delete the showbiz thing? Fuck. All right.
God damn it.
Hold on.
Fuck it, eh?
My fucking God.
Can you play the best president for black people, please? For 1,000, Alex?
Is that
I don't think it.
I'm all locked up here.
Does the black guy get to not hear that? Is that I don't understand? It's like the white guy wants to hear, so the black guy has to listen to it, even though it really disturbs the fuck out of the black guy.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you.
Steven's asking to hear Trump's thing that his declaration that he's the best president for black people ever, or something.
But it's not Trump here. I want to hear though. It's the black person in the background going ah.
I think.
Why is your beard green, GD?
Because I've been moving around, and my screen has to adjust. I have to like reset to get the color back, and I don't feel like doing it. Once I moved around my TV, my screen.
Screen what? You like that? I can go like this. Watch. I can go like this. Or I could go like this. Or I could just go.
And now.
Wait.
You're not Kendrick Lamar. Stop.
See, you've been fucking with it so much, and now it's broken.
Yeah.
It's broken.
What is that? Canned brains?
Nope, that's canned beans. Hey, it's showbiz, and make sure you eat at Minucci's. It's money.
It's Minucci's.
Where was the beans thing? Somebody freaked out at a deli man. Oh, that's what it was. Somebody posted on Facebook their deli manager had a mental breakdown and tossed baked beans all over the office and computers and stuff, and lost his mind. And they were looking to hire another deli manager for $7.50 an hour. I was like, no wonder he fucking lost his mind. He's getting paid 70. He's got managerial responsibilities, and you're paying him fucking babysitter money. There you go. No wonder.
For sure.
Babysitters make more.
Like there's jobs out there where they, where you care for someone, you go to their house and care for them, and they're fucking paying those people like $12 an hour. And it's like, what do you expect? How these people are going to get burned and fucking neglected and shit?
Yeah, $7.50 an hour. I can't. How does anybody, an adult, live on $7.50 an hour? You'd have to work 200 hours a week, and there aren't 200 hours in a week. It's just like, it's crazy. How do you live on that?
So, Ron, what is the prompt for that one? Ballerina and beans.
Ballerina.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the beaver has been spotted across Hollywood, and there was an interaction with fans that people said that was weird, but his people said that he is not on drugs. So a lot of people think that the beaver is on drugs currently, but he claims not to be. He was also just spotted with Chappelle over the weekend, and they were hanging out and having a cigarette, whatever that.
Usually, if your press agent has to come out and declare that you're not on drugs, there's a reason for it. I think that he's on drugs.
Well, in today's day and age, why is it so hard to say, yes, I'm on drugs? Isn't everybody?
They practically are.
Yeah, he's on so much drugs that he's starting to look like Adam Sandler.
Now, is that Justin Bieber?
Yes.
And those are his tattoos? Those are his tattoos on his neck and chest?
Yes. Yeah. No, it's someone else's
tattoos.
Somebody else's tattoos. He borrowed.
Well, it's just weird. I just never knew that he had tattoos on his neck and chest.
Well, you have the old poster from before he grew up.
Yeah, he's still got 13-year-old Beaver on his wall.
Classic Beaver.
So the SAG-AFTRA Awards was last night, and Jane Fonda was given an award, and she gave a speech, and she said it's just talking about wokeness. So basically she's just saying you give a damn about people if you're woke.
That's what I've been saying for a long time. I mean, the left seems to have embraced the idea of wokeness. I say there is no left, there's no right. That what you have is good people and shitty people. The shitty people are lining up with the Nazis. They call themselves right wing. They're definitely not right wing compared to what was the right wing my entire life and even before my life. That right wing is gone, and you have what used to be called the left, who is some of them were Republicans. They just hated Trump so much that now they had no other place to go but call themselves left. There's no left and right anymore. And woke is just the opposite of woke is not sleeping. It's shitty. You're either on the woke side or the shitty people side. Pick one. So she's right. I mean, I hate to Hanoi Jane, be on the side of Hanoi Jane. But and you know what? Speaking of 90-year-olds who are still fuckable, if that's her from this weekend,
people seem to have a real problem with change and don't realize that things change over time. Because
I don't have a problem with all change, just pennies, because we shouldn't have the penny. We should just stop at the nickel. No more pennies.
The perfect example of this is like when I was growing up, I used to do these fundraisers for this organization called the Association for Retarded Citizens. That was all over their name. They had that on patches. I got a great patch with that name on it, but it changed over time, and now they just go by ARC. But every time I see it, it's like, hey, I know what they are.
Yeah, we know what ARC stands for. we know what the R stands for.
Yeah, but even when my kids were growing up, they were one of our neighbors. There were some autistic kids in the neighborhood, and she wouldn't let her kids play with them at first because she thought that they could get autism.
Wow. I didn't know it was contagious.
And the parent of the autistic child didn't want them to play with the other kids because she thought they might grow up to be assholes.
I say Hanoi Jane is right with the use of the word empathy. Empathy is the thing. We have a crisis or a shortage of empathy. It's just people, and just on this note, Jesse Waters, who is just like the biggest dick ever, was on, and he was mad at Trump because one of his friends, somebody he knows who's a vet, is losing his government job, and it's like, wait a minute, you were supposed to hurt other people, not the people I like. And it's just like, oh yeah, now you're starting to get it. When it hits close to home, then the empathy button starts to kick in, but not on a mass scale for all people in the country. Yeah, there's no empathy. It's until it hits in your really close proximity that you say, hey, wait a minute, you were supposed to be mean, but not mean to people I like.
Now, speaking of woke, J.D. Vance's book Hillbilly Elegy has been banned from a few libraries because it was too woke for them.
Wow. Was this the couch lobby? All right.
This is last week tonight. So John Oliver had lobbied for this for about a year and a half. But now, if you watch Last Week Tonight, you probably noticed the YouTube episodes are up as soon as right after the show airs, like the next day.
Wow.
Because before it was like a week or something like that, but now they've caught up and people are consuming it. They have a great reach on YouTube. So it's good to finally see that some of these companies are finally catching up to what people actually want.
Yeah, and he does really good stuff. I mean, the breakdowns, whether you like his humor or not, the sheer factual accuracy and breakdown of what this topics he's on I'm envious of his staff.
Yeah, they do not fuck around on that show. They definitely go in depth. They're a comedy show, news comedy, and I think they do better reporting than some of the regular news agencies.
But here's the problem. And it's not his problem, and he's not doing anything wrong. But the people who need to hear the shit that he says the most won't take it from a guy with an English accent, because even if he's been an American citizen for the last 50 years, they hear the accent and say, "Well, you're not even American, are you? What you know?" It's all the one they can't hear it because of the accent.
Just like that American Elon Musk.
Right. Well, his accent isn't as pronounced, but yeah, he's a dick too.
All right. In sad news, Amazon now has completely taken over the James Bond franchise. It's been made official. So, I don't know. Expect a lot of these movies and the fucking spin-offs and all sorts of shit like that. Because Jeff Bezos is even asking, asking people who should play the next Bond. So they're going to, I don't.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. That's what's going to happen.
And then they have spin-offs like Q's going to have his own series, and Miss what's her name? Pennywise, whatever her name is. She gets her own series.
Yep, anything to have that name, James Bond, they'll slap it on anything. And then here we go. Then we'll have the James Bond cinematic universe.
They're going to have the old James Bond in retirement home, call it Bondage. Or bondage.
I'm just, it's none of my business. But the estate of what's his name, Ian, the original, because they don't. There's not new James Bond books out there. There's no new material of his original work to base it off of. So other people are writing his character. His estate has to get a huge percentage of it, right, or not? Or
Yeah, the legality of it is very odd because like that family has a really good like stranglehold on the IP of James Bond, and they've been very reluctant to like just jump into like making movies. Is they want a quality attached to it.
Right.
So
I mean, I would be the same way. Who's going to write this? You're not just going to hand it off to any like closeted screenwriter in Hollywood. I got to know that it's true to my grandfather or whoever he is, great grandfather, to his style and voice and all that kind of stuff. You just don't, because we can't have Kobe or Katie. The gay guy, the bear guy who's coming on Thursday. We can't have him write the next James Bond, can we? We can't have that.
No, and early runnings to play the new James Bond is Henry Cavill. Is supposedly that name is being tossed around, but he is actually involved in another movie at Amazon called Warhammer 40,000, and that's
a passion project for him. So
yes, yeah. So we'll see, and just expect it to be worse. It's the evolution, folks.
I'd say bring back Sean Connery.
Ozzy was out last week saying that he's coming back, but he's not going to do a full Black Sabbath show. And I think, how can you not be surprised by this? I mean, Ozzy's he's old, he's got Parkinson's, he can barely walk, he can barely talk, but they're going to wheel him out on stage for a final performance.
All right. I probably shouldn't. I'm not going to say what I shouldn't say because I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it because I shouldn't say it. But it has to do with Jack Osborne and Beyond Classified. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Now, Ron, since this is entertainment, are you going to talk about the Pope since that is entertainment?
Is that entertainment?
No. Is he still kicking?
He's in critical care.
No, he's dead.
Failure. Failure.
Andy, you didn't walk into anything. Don't come in here lying.
Yeah.
I thought
he's in a wheelchair.
Somebody did an R.I.P. Pope Francis just yesterday.
No,
he's not dead. That would be national news.
Yeah, I know the Reverend didn't do a R.I.P. He did I got dibs on the thing on the Pope mobile.
Yep, remains in critical condition after lung infection. Okay.
Yeah. So this is Kwame Bell. He is a humorist or satirist. He's still going to perform at the Kennedy Center because he said, "Why not?" He's like, you know what? If this is going to annoy him, I'm going to still do it. So he's still going to go through with his performance. The Kennedy Center has also had a 50% drop in sales for all their performances. And the Kennedy Center is supposed to be doing, I don't know, like a Life of Jesus show coming up in the future.
Now, I can understand Kwame doing it because his humor will attack Trump. Like other people who are just singing songs and stuff like that aren't political. They're kind of like, like Audrey McDonald. Her show's not political. She's just a singer. Not just a singer. She's a fantastic singer, but still a singer. But Kwame's got like a political bent to his humor. So I can see him doing.
Maybe he's doing a one-man show of My Life as Don King. No?
No.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, but maybe we can, since the Kennedy senator is desperate, maybe we can put on a show there now.
One of you guys are gonna have to produce it because I'm still suffering. I'm still in shock over the last one. So.
Oh, why?
This is Rosebud Baker. She has a new special out on Netflix called The Mother Lode. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty damn good. She is a very fucking funny stand-up. She's a writer for SNL, and her stand-up is really good.
But does she know that she's named after Randolph Hearst's vagina?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, not a sled. Rosebud was not a sled. It was a pet name the girlfriend. I forget the girlfriend's name, but her vagina. That's what Randolph Hearst called her vagina, which is where Orson Welles slipped Rosebud into the movie. People thought he was talking about a sled or something.
Well, when they showed the sled had the name Rosebud on it while it was being burned. So that's more iconic. And also Rosebud is also the nickname, the middle name for Robert Petrie's son Richie.
Well, anyway, Randolph Hearst used it for I can't remember her name now, but a vagina. It would, all right,
Yeah.
your vagina looks like a rosebud. I love your little lip.
Could have been worse. He could have called it roast beef. No, okay.
Could have called the clam chowder. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one thing she did do with her special is a little unique. It's kind of like two specials woven together because she's pregnant and then she's not pregnant throughout the special. So it kind of jumps back and forth. And it's really good to see it because you just see where the jokes have gone. It's
how pregnant was she in the first part? Was she like
in this? She's like 8 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, she is huge in it.
Sarah Talamash, I was at her taping of her special. She was 9 months pregnant. She was like ready to have the baby any minute. Just thinking that would be a great thing if she went into labor like in the middle of the show. That's how pregnant she was. But yeah, all right. Women are getting brave. I can't imagine going on stage with that. Sorry.
So this is Jay-Z, and he is suing attorney Tony Bazoo or however the fuck you say his last name. This is the guy that started the lawsuit about him raping the 13-year-old girl. So that lawsuit was dismissed, and now Jay-Z is going after him. And so it continues.
So was he the attorney for the person, or was he the one that actually started the story, or was he just representing the person who started the story?
He is an attorney that's kind of started the story and ran with it and things like that. You'd have to read more into it. It's so much fucking
story
legal
about
shit.
Jay-Z. Why are we looking at Whoopi Goldberg? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, I'll go on. If you're curious, the SNL 50 that drew 15 million people to the live broadcast, which is somewhat astounding. Then, if you haven't heard, Frankie Muniz in his first NASCAR race placed 10th. He placed 10th. Yeah, so that's a good outing for him on the first run.
I thought he's been doing this for like 20 years.
Well, he's been working his way up through the NASCAR ranks the last few years. Finally breaking into the big three, which is Craftsman Truck, Xfinity Series, and NASCAR Cup.
Yeah, so he placed 10th. So good for Frankie.
Yeah, damn.
If you're interested in the Spider-Verse, keep waiting. 2029. This movie has been delayed. At this point, by the time it comes out, who will care? Then
the one good thing is that the actors won't age. You know, they're cartoons. They won't. It's not like you're waiting 10 years. All of a sudden, Miles will be like got wrinkles and crow's feet, and he can't swing anymore.
So enjoy the suffering, folks.
Well, wiping Trump would definitely be suffering. For the people on the radio, we're looking at Donald Trump holding up an executive order saying, "Who's going to wipe me?" That's got to be the worst fucking possible. That would be, if you could dream up hell, the worst hell you could, wiping that fucking dude's ass every day for eternity. That's probably where I'm headed, unfortunately.
Well, now, Trump did sign an executive order changing the name of It's a Small World to renaming it to Epstein's Island. So that's
and like I said, if you want to do the time list of the 25 best stand-up specials on Netflix, I have that as well. There's no particular order. It's just the 25 specials they've deemed the best.
All right, yeah, let's hear I want to hear who those are. I'm curious, like, because what counts as a special now? People are putting stuff out on YouTube. Does that count?
Now this is all from Netflix.
All Netflix. So hilarious stuff is Not on the table comedy. Yeah.
No, this is the 25 best stand-up specials on Netflix by Time Magazine.
Let me go ahead. Let me look it up while you're doing it.
And like I said, there is no particular order with this. So they have Sam J, 3 in the Morning. Bill Burr, Paper Tiger. Adam Sandler, Love You.
How old is that? Because I don't see any Adam Sandler stuff.
Adam Sandler's is 2024. Bill Burr's 2019. And Sam J was 2020.
Wow. All right.
Hannibal Buress, Comedy Camizo is 2016. Then we got Chris Rock with Tambourine. Hannah Gaspy with Nanette. Trevor Noah, Where Was I? Lucas Brothers on Drugs. Ronnie Chang, Love to Hate It, which is from last year. Anthony
Ronnie Chang, he's pretty. I like Ronnie Chang a lot.
Yeah, Ronnie Chang's newest special out on Hilarious was pretty good too.
Yeah, he's fucking funny. I like, and he's smart. Smart. He's smart and funny. He's smutty or fart.
Then we have Anthony Jeselnik, Bones and All from last year.
First one I've seen out of all the ones you mentioned so far.
Then we have Mark Maron, End of Times Fun.
Seen that one. That's a very good one too.
Patton Oswalt, Annihilation, which is from 2017.
I saw that one too. I don't. All right.
Yeah. Ali Wong, Baby Cobra. Then we have John Mulaney, The Comeback Kid, which is from 2015.
Yeah, that's an old one. I mean, if you want to go back, why don't we got like Henny Youngman live at the Copa?
Henny Youngman didn't have a Netflix special.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Then we have Maria Bamford, Old Baby, which is 2017. Tig Notaro, Happy to Be Here, 2018.
Now, is that the one she did animated? No.
Then we have Nicole Byer, BBW, Big Beautiful Weirdo, which is 2021. Taylor Tomlinson, Look at You, 2022. Mike Birbiglia, The Old Man in the Pool. Dusty, which is Dusty Slay, Working Man.
I thought Old Man in the Pool was like a one-man show, one-man play.
No, all Mike's stuff is practically one-man shows, though.
Forgot I had the glasses down.
Yeah. So then we have Beth's Stelling, If You Don't Want Me Then. Then we have Catherine Cohen, The Twist. Then the last one, Natalie Pomade's Nate, a one-man show.
Women are fairly equally represented in this thing. No, about 2/3. No, not 2/3. About 1/3. No,
yeah, I'm gonna go through and check here quick.
The Hassan Minaj one, wasn't that the one where he was accused of jokes after something? That was.
Yeah, he addressed it during his latest special.
This would be a good job. Who is this now? Rolling? Oh, Time to go watch a bunch of comedy specials and just rate them as best or worst on Netflix. That's a nice assignment. I want that assignment. But I'm just thinking, this one writer's opinion, or is this like by Paul? How did they come up with this top 25 list? You know?
It just says, yeah, just one guy wrote it, and it's like, these are what we think are the best 25 on Netflix.
Did they?
He could have actually. There could be one that he didn't see that could be better than the 25. He just didn't see it.
Right. Part of this is if and I'm sure it's not open to comments, but that's the kind of thing. Because when I make these reels about music stuff, I'm taking a lot of Rolling Stone stuff, but it's always like one guy's opinion, and that's the kind of shit that pisses people off on social media, and they can't wait to comment on it. And I'm certain if this was like open to comments, they would get a bunch of hate.
Well, that's probably why they also didn't rate them in order too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it made it even worse.
It was a total of 9 women on the list.
9 out of 25. It's roughly a third.
About a third.
Yeah. All right. It's you know what? Women are making some headway toward success in comedy. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? The third is pretty good considering there was a time when there were 2 women in comedy, or 3. Now you got 9 in the top 25. You should be happy with that. Take your little win and go home.
Yeah, Hannah Gaspey is the one that always makes a lot of people that's mad that she makes lists like this, because they're like, it was a one-man show and it's not stand-up.
What about Taylor Tomlinson? Does she still have? She got the show following Colbert, right? Is that
after midnight or something?
Have anybody ever seen it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Is it like the same thing, same formula? Come out and do the monologue, and then go over to the desk and bring out the.
Well, she does like a little monologue, but it's based off of an old TV show from like 10 years ago,
right?
Where they just bring in 3 comics and they kind of panel. That's the basic.
You have
show.
to come up with the funniest line to like a video clip or something like that. It was like Hardwick. Was it Steve Hardwick or somebody?
Chris Hardwick was the original.
Hardwick. Yeah, and I kind of liked what he did there.
Yeah, when it was on, when Chris Hardwick was the host, it was a fun show.
Yeah,
they really played around with it and let the comics do whatever.
I really enjoyed, and I doubt there's any interest in anybody with money to put this back on. Paul Provenza's Green Room was the ultimate comedy.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, and it pops up online from time to time.
Yeah, what the format was, it was in a comedy club filled with comedians, and then they would have the guests that Provenza would pick in a circle, and it could be anybody like Gary Shandling and Bo Burnham in the same lineup, which is kind of 2 ends of a spectrum, but all these different comedians, and you'd have all of them basically talking about, whatever the subject matter of the day, but you get a lot of different comedic perspectives on it. I thought for me, it was a fascinating, really, really good take on how to get a bunch of comedians just to do a comedian-friendly show. I don't think, obviously, it probably didn't do that well with everyday consumers who are not necessarily hardcore comedy fans.
Yeah, didn't Colin Quinn have a show something like that a while ago? I can't remember the show where Colin Quinn just he was like had a panel with comedians and stuff.
I believe he did. Yes, I think the typical Colin Quinn circle jerk of friends were part of that. Call-in studio. Maybe I should give this a whirl. Should I?
Stephen, do you know Andy Mlay?
Yeah, he's been on the show before.
He's been here. Andy's been here on this show.
Really?
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
What did you want to say about him? You want to?
No, I was just wondering because Stephen responded to his question like, "What the hell did I walk into?" And he goes, "Stop lying! You didn't just walk in here." And so he said it like he knew him. That's what I was questioning.
Let's see. Let me see if I can put this number in the. You want to see if we can? Nobody's going to call this. Nobody's going to call. Nobody wants to talk to us.
I gotta get my tickets today for the celebration of Christ at the Kennedy Center. I want to be right in the front row.
Why now? Why now?
You want to be in the blood splash zone, so when they poke them with the spear, you get the blood all over like a Gallagher show.
Why now? It's not like Easter time. It's not Passover. Why now? Why are they doing this now in February? Is there an early?
Jesus was black, and it's Black History Month.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be haphazardly put together. I hope it's like some cheap fucking production.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll do like GD said. Maybe they'll have Guar come in and be the backup band for the event.
That would be awesome.
What does Guar stand for? Is it something dirty?
I forget exactly what. Is it? It's been a while.
Yeah. I thought it was something perverted or something. Not like WAP is for wet ass pussy.
Yeah, like Wasp back in the day, that metal band was supposed to be like "We Are Sexual Perverts."
I thought it was white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
It's got so many different meanings.
All right. Any thoughts? You guys weren't fans anyway, but Opie and Anthony, right? Anthony.
I've never seen an episode of Opie and Anthony. Never heard an episode of Opie and Anthony.
I think I heard one episode of Opie and Anthony. It was really uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable because the guy who was the star of some Boston Legal or something like this, one of these shows that was on ABC, you would know him if you saw him. He's got one of those Irish names: Dylan McCavey, Sheriff McKeevy, Gerald Fitzgerald, or something like that. Anyway, he was on the show, and Stanhope was on the show, and Jim Norton, just decided to ask this guy about his mother committing suicide, like in the middle of a comedy show. Like, let's talk about your mother committing suicide. And you could just feel the energy being sucked out of the room. And Stanhope just reaches into his pocket. He's got a bottle of vodka, and he just hands it to the guy. The guy's like, "No, I quit drinking." But it's just like that's my experience, but of the Opie and Anthony show. That's all I know about it.
And now, I had a friend of mine who was a big fan of Howard Stern and a huge fan of Opie and Anthony. Now, if I got this wrong, correct me. But I think Howard Stern was on Sirius at one point, and Opie and Anthony were on XM. And he actually liked them both so much that he bought both subscriptions so he could hear both of them.
Wow. And then they merged.
Yeah, he was so pissed off because he had two radio, because they were on. You had to have an XM radio and a Sirius radio, and then they merged. He was fucking pissed.
So the reason I brought it up is apparently Cumia has taken a show on WABC AM in New York City. Opie claims that job pays $40,000 a year, and guess what? That's $1,000 more per year than I ever made in my best day in radio. So I would take that in a heartbeat. But he was kind of like putting it down there. Oh, $40,000 a year job. Who would take that? That's so pitiful. It's like to talk
I'd
on
take
the radio
it right now.
Yeah. I mean, not you couldn't live on it in the prime of your, maybe if you're trailer park, but being retired and having time on my hands and just being able to sit there and talk on the radio. Here's the challenge though, because he was on satellite for probably 10 years, the last 10 years of his career, and then podcasting for the last 12 years. Now you go back to AM radio where you can't say anything. You really can't. You can't say any of the half its languages. So you're going to have to be on the 7-second delay like this all day long.
Well, that's why he's getting paid so little, because they have to pay somebody else $10,000 a year to man that 7-second delay button.
No, that's the point Opie was making. He said, you realize $40,000 is not the host's pay. It's the host has to do that plus pay the producer out of that and pay. Yeah. That's like basically it ends up being $10,000 or something, or even less.
So
guys, I have to jump off here.
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Let's watch you jump off.
I gotta get off here, guys. I have to do a little bit of choring real quick before the plumber gets here. So I will be on Beyond Classified tonight at 9.
Yes, clog the toilet again.
9 p.m. tonight. Get out. Oh, look, we didn't get to see him jump. Let's watch him. Oh,
so apparently GWAR stands for God, what awful racket.
All right. That's kind of weak. Make it something perverted. Change it.
I don't think they ever need it to. They let the stage show speak for itself.
Well, for me, I need something perverted. Just do it.
Because you get sprayed with blood and God knows whatever else.
The Gallagher show set to music.
No, it's much more it's dirtier and grosser than a Gallagher show.
Wow.
Well, all right. Gallagher could have been grosser if the watermelon had been on its period.
Yeah, because GWAR used to bring this big penis out on stage, and they would
I do too.
Sometimes they would jump on the balls and it would just shoot. It just shoots out.
Wow. All right, so I've been a member of GWAR and didn't even know it. Tomorrow, Richard Song, he's a Chinese spy. will be with us. Actually, the born in China and finished his mother's memoir. I don't know how he got booked on this show. Probably some author. Wednesday, Jackie will be here. Thursday, Kobe Fawkes, who is the bear gay film star, maybe from Australia, maybe not.
Is Jackie going to be upset with you because you didn't have him on the show when Pepper Cat was on the show?
I don't think Jackie knows that yet. He will find out Wednesday, and then he might be mad at me. All right, I don't know. Gabe Doe will also be with us on Thursday. Now, this is the guy following. He's following a male porn star, bear, who looks like he fucks a cowboy hat in the picture. And Gabe Doe is the founder of Good Brew, our new sponsor, my new coffee of choice, Good Brew, probiotic, which I just found out, probiotic. What that actually means. It replaces the good bacteria in your gut to help with your digestive stuff. So that's what I'm drinking today, Good Brew, by the way. No sponsor. The link is in the description. Go check them out. Get yourself.
That's not Rise?
Huh?
I thought Rise did that also, because I was asking my wife about Rise, because that's isn't that a sponsor, Rise?
Yeah, the mushroom stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot about them. I forgot about Rise. Rise. And then Friday, Andy Dietrich, who is the son of Marlena Dietrich. No, he's the grandson of Marlena Dietrich. No, I'm just making all that shit up. But he's another author. He'll be with us. That's it. That's not the week I was expecting. What happened to the week I was expecting?
It's just starting.
Yeah, fine. Oh, look at this. Governor, Fat Jay. I just want to say, Jay's not that fat to be calling himself Fat Jay. I think you have to be a certain level. He's just a few pounds more than me. I can't be calling yourself Fat Jay. In order to be calling yourself fat, you have to be Ralphie May size or larger.
Is it possible that he got the name back when he was larger, or maybe it's in his family he's the fat one?
I don't know. He was supposed to be on the show 5 years ago. I should reach out to him and say, "Come on the show, Jay. We got to get this straightened out about your fatness," because I don't think
Well, maybe it's not a weight thing. Maybe it's a like a PHAT thing.
A what thing?
PHAT.
PSAT.
PHAT.
That
kind of fat.
No, it's with he spells it FAT.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's a different, not a different spelling, but maybe a different communication.
Like his wallet is fat.
Yeah.
Fat. I don't think so. I think he thinks he's fat. He doesn't. He's not fat. And I think me saying that might come off like being negative about him, but I'm saying it as a thing. You're not as fat as you think you are.
You said you don't know, so you had to get him on the show to find out, because you don't know that's why he called himself fat.
You're not as black as you think you are, by the way.
I know that.
All right.
At least until I get pulled over. When I get pulled over, I'm one of the blackest.
Oh, wasn't that the thing in the news? I wanted to question. Somebody got pulled over for expired plates, and that was a reason for a shootout with the cops. Like, that's not a reason you're willing to die for, getting a ticket for expired plates or something like that. Okay, getting pulled over for expired plates. Wait, we got to go full.
Maybe he had an what's it called?
Warrant?
An unserved warrant or something, an outstanding warrant. And so when he got pulled over, it's like, oh shit, they're going to find a body in the back.
You would think they would make that part of the newscast, though. Because they leave you hanging with that. It's just like, oh, he got pulled over for outstanding plates, and all of a sudden he's shooting officers dead. Like, wait a minute.
Was that the clickbait?
What's the warrant for? That's the real question. What's the warrant for?
If there's a warrant, they didn't mention it. That's what I'm saying. The news guys, our AI news guys, are really AR news guys.
Oh, hey, just a little tip in for that. Amazon taking over James Bond. Apparently, Amazon paid $1 billion to get full creative control of James Bond.
How are they going to get that fucking money back? I mean, it's not that they're going to get that many people. They're not going to get a billion people worth of subscribers to watch James Bond movies.
Yeah. Well, it even mentions here Amazon initially overpaid for MGM in a deal valued at $8.5 billion, though the studio's worth was estimated between $3.5 to $4 billion.
I don't understand. I honestly, I mean, I think those business decisions suck, but they're making so much more money than I do. They got to know something that I don't know. I mean, I don't understand the business model. I mean,
like I said, they're just going to cut it up and they're going to throw that James Bond name on anything, and that will
merchandising, product placement.
So do you understand the business model of, say, Spotify to pay Joe Rogan almost $200 million a year to do a podcast?
No, I don't.
All this money is being generated somehow. Maybe
See, and that's what I'm wondering. Is this money like on paper? It's like I don't understand where this money is being made, where it's being printed, how it's being delivered. I don't understand any of that stuff because it doesn't make sense. There's
even if with the Bond stuff, even if you consider massive product placement, like the guy, he's drinking Coke cans and he's driving a Chevy, and you're getting all these corporations to pay for it. It's hard to figure out where $1 billion comes in.
They'd have to have like cocaine, James Bond cocaine, snorted, not shot, or something like that, snorted, not smoked. It's something, but I can't imagine a product placement worth $1 billion. I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I can't do it, because I can't imagine it.
If you can't see it, you can't foresee it or achieve it or believe it. If you can't, whatever. I went to the Papusatak yesterday. Puspatak.
Did you use your coupon?
Well, I had this $10 thing, right? The $10 teepee bucks, and I was all excited to use it. Like I'm going to go buy an eighth or a quarter or something, get $10 off, and be all excited about it. So I got there, and I asked for the highest potency sativa or sativa or hybrid. Highest potency they had. I was looking for a quarter ounce, and I was looking through the guy said, "Oh, you don't have to go over there. We got over here." And then I noticed he's got 3 shelves. He's got premium, mids, and low grade. I was like, why would anybody go for the low grade stuff? I mean, we're talking a couple of dollars, really, like an eighth. The difference is $2 an eighth for the low grade to the premium. Why would anybody just go for the low grade to save $2? I mean, on an eighth, that's crazy. But so he said, this is what he says to me. It's not all about how potent it is. Sometimes it's about the taste. I said, still, you're going to save $2 on a 40 or $80 quarter or something like that, or whatever it is. You're going to, go out of your way to smoke dirty socks or the good tasting best weed premium.
Maybe you're approaching this the wrong way. Maybe you're comparing it differently. Like maybe you should be comparing to like children's Tylenol versus adult Tylenol. Okay, and the low end is like children's Tylenol. It's children's pot. It's the starter kit. You start them off on that, and then their palate develops, and then they go to the big stuff.
Right. So anyway, I went for the premium stuff. This stuff was supposed to be. It's regularly $80 a quarter, but today it's 70% off. 70%. I'm going to go for that. But then I couldn't use my coupon. So the reason I went down there was I was excited about using my $10 off coupon. I ended up saving a lot more than that, but I was still disappointed. Now I have to go back there to spend another.
Now, Matt, this back in the day, back when I was when I had my first apartment, solo apartment. I used to have Molson Ice in the refrigerator for myself, and I had Bud in my refrigerator for guests, for casual friends. But I had lead crystal beer pilsners. And so when I'd say, "Would you like a beer?" they all assumed that they were getting Molson Ice. I would take out the lead crystal fancy beer pilsners and pour Bud Light into it, and then give it to them. They'd be like, "Oh, this is great shit," And that maybe it's the same thing. You got company over. You don't want to share your good stuff. You give them the low stuff, and then you smoke the premium stuff. They smell yours and think they're getting the good stuff.
Yeah. So basically, you're like Gino.
Who?
Gino.
I don't know who Gino is.
Gino's dead. We could talk bad about him.
Okay. Is he a real person or is he a character from The Godfather?
Oh no, he's a real person. He's a former coke dealer, but he would bring out the good coke for himself and the baby laxative for everybody else. and
you bring Bud beer with baby laxative.
People figured it out when everybody had to shit and he didn't. We all got to shit. We all just.
So you are comparing it to Bud.
Yeah. So Gino Fenderson, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I guess we'll wrap this fucking thing up. I don't know. Oh yeah. So I'll be back. I'll be on WABC AM too for collecting my $39,000 for a year. I need to hire a producer starting at $38,000, and then a janitor for $999, and I'll take my $1 a year or something.
So
all right.
Ron Ann said welcome back. Ann from
did?
California, the same man. She said welcome back.
Ann?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did Ann? Was Ann even here to know before last week? I mean,
yeah, Ann's been here for.
Well, howdy, Ann. Nice to meet you. Thanks for saying hello before last week.
She's been saying hello almost every morning. I just getting around to saying it.
It's a shame.
I like omelets better than sex.
You know, omelets are more expensive than sex now. You can buy sex,
especially if you want organic.
They charge 50 cents.
Listen, the organic eggs are cheaper than the white eggs.
So they at the Bagel Lady, they left up the same board with the same menu prices, but then we have to charge you an extra 50 cents per egg.
See what Waffle House started? Waffle House was doing it, and there wasn't a backlash from that, so they said we can do it too.
Yeah, 50 cents per egg though. So even if so 12, that's only $6 a dozen, right? That's not
$6 a dozen for organic large eggs.
Yeah, but in some places, eggs are like $9.95 a dozen. I guess they're getting them wholesale. They're buying like huge quantities or whatever and saving them.
Organic extra large. Sorry, organic extra large.
And that's 50 cents above what they would charge in the beginning to make profit anyway. So it's not just 50 cents an egg. It's really a lot more than that. It's like a couple of dollars an egg. All right, I'm getting out of here. Tomorrow, Richard Schwang, a Chinese spy. I'm going to bust his balls and call him a Chinese spy and see if I can piss him off and say some racist things about Asian people.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I myself will not do that.
You scared?
No, I just have standards.
Chicken. You're chicken.
No.
What if he really is a Chinese spy?
Okay, then let him out himself.
All right.
I mean, if I were chicken, I would be risking a chance of getting bird flu hanging around you guys here.
All right, so tune in tonight to Beyond Classified to see if. Oh, by the way, could you pass a note to the Rev for me?
Sure.
Because yesterday the Rev seemed worried about going overtime, and like he doesn't have to. If he wants to keep talking and go 5 or 10 minutes longer because he needs to finish the train of thought he was on, you could tell him there's no reason he has to stop exactly on the hour. I mean, even if I got to piss, I can hold it.
I would with what he had left, it would have gone another half an hour or so with what he had left written out.
If it's, I mean, it's his call, but don't stop because you think, well, we have to stop at an hour. I mean, that's what I would say to him if he could hear me.
Okay, I'll pass that on to him. Not that he takes any advice from anything I say.
Right. But all I need is a heads up. Like, I'm going to go a little extra long if you want to go grab a bagel now. Whatever. All right. See you tomorrow. Richard Sung, Chinese spy, who wrote his mother's memoir. I write your mother's memoir. All right. Don't forget to turn on your radio. Bye for now.
Finish inside me.
me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen